Hey guys, so today I wanted to film a traveling with your baby tips, tricks, hacks video. I'm gonna try to make this short, but in my sit down chats, I seem to really talk a lot. So I'm sorry, but let's just get right into it because, you know, again, I can make a really long intro and Briella's still sleeping, so we'll see what we could do. But let's just start with packing. So if you're like me, I'm sure you overpack, and yeah, it's overwhelming what you need to bring for the baby. You know, if you pump like me, the amount of bottles you need, the cleaning stuff you need, the clothes, just toys, they just start eating. It just gets to be kind of a lot and overwhelming. Now, if you're traveling like in the States, and like, if you're traveling somewhere, like you're visiting family, in-laws, friends, and things like that, and we travel a lot to New York, so anything that I forget, I know I could get, but, we don't have a car when we go around, and it's just a hassle. So I've now flown with Briella 6 times. 6 times, and I feel like I kind of have it down pat now. Obviously, these are mine. I really hope that I can help people with my tips and tricks, but if you have any tips and tricks that you would like to share as well, please leave them in the comments. I would love to read them. I love these types of videos because I feel like it really helps first-time moms. So for Briella, for packing wise, for food, let's talk about food first. So now I pump, and Briella gets formula, so I do both now. I don't make enough anymore, yada, 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 doesn't matter, but we do both. So we'll talk about formula first. So I don't really know how people even deal with the whole formula in the canister thing. Like, how do you even get it, like, in the little, I don't know, I don't get it. So I use this, my little travel thing. Now, look how awesome this is. So you can keep, it came with like a little scooper thing, but my scooper isn't the same size, so I can't use it. So obviously I actually literally use this every single day. So there is formula in this. I still use this, like I refill it. And I don't know how you do it any other way, but the way I do it is like, how can I show you guys? There's like a little lip here that you can, like take off the excess. It's honestly just so easy. If you're like me and you didn't start off doing formula and you didn't get one of those, like, it's like a Keurig for formula, it's pretty cool, but, I didn't do that because we started with breast milk. But this thing's amazing. So this is what I bring to travel with. Obviously, we had to bring more formula, but I just refill this like all the time. This thing's great, so easy, put it right in my bag. I really, really, really love this. So that is how I travel around with her formula. And now that she is eating, so she was eating the little spoon foods, which you have to keep either refrigerated or in the freezer, depending on when they're eating it. Now that can be a little hectic when you have to start bringing like ice packs onto the plane, and it just becomes a lot. And I have done it, and I'm telling you, it's a lot. It's annoying. Not a fan of all of the excess bags that you have. So, and that's Little Spoon, and I do love Little Spoon like so much. Love them. Honestly, Briella's favorite pureed foods, everything. But for traveling wise, we got these from Serenity Kids. They're great. They don't have to be refrigerated, so you could literally just throw it in your bag, and there's really no hassle. So these I would recommend. Just a little bit easier. And plus, it was easier for me, like for some reason I couldn't ship Little Spoon to my in-laws' house. It was just like a whole thing, so this was just easier. This has a lot more, I think, like flavoring though. So Briella she's like 10 months old, and she's getting better with food. Gotta give her props, but she's starting to like them a little bit more. But for traveling wise, I like that. And then these, so she really likes the puffs from them as well. So now if your baby's starting to eat, now this is just beginning stages of food, so not, if they're like eating so much, but honestly like a little snack. So for the puffs, I got this. Now, these are like those water bottles. It's like so cool. Like, it's bigger. You don't have to use it for water though. So we use it for little pups. And then you can just close it at the end. Honestly, just like super easy. And a cool thing, like you don't even have to put it in your bag so it doesn't take up space. You can just like attach it. So I do like that. Just honestly so easy. Put the puffs right in. And she's not even really eating like that many puffs, so you know. I like that I don't have to put it in the bag, you know, you can just like attach it to like the stroller before you go. So I like that. Now that's that's that. So now for breast milk. Breast milk has been like a little tricky. It really depends on the airport and I guess like who's checking your bags and stuff. So what I do is Briella, because the flights are around like 3.5-ish hours. Normally we land early, but I'm, again, an overpacker and I get so nervous about the whole food situation for her. So I usually bring like 2 bottles filled with breast milk and I put it in a baggie. And I put, you know, a freezer thing in it. And I keep that outside of any other bag when I go through security so that I don't have to deal with them going through my entire bag. Yeah, so I tell them that I have a bag that's gonna have milk in it and I put it to the side and I just put it separate, I put it separate through the conveyor belt thingy and they check that. And I only one time got stopped for kind of a while because they were checking it, like it wasn't passing, I don't know, but it went through and everything was fine. But I recommend 100% putting it in a separate bag so that they don't have to go through your entire bag. Especially if you know, everything kind of gets perfectly placed into these bags and they just rip everything out and then stuff it all back in. It's very annoying. Same thing with the formula, because for some reason they do open up the formula too and like look at it if it's not sealed. So just a heads up on that as well. I usually bring a few extra bottles because I'm crazy and I just feel like I might get stuck at this airport forever. What if my flight gets delayed? So again, I'm an overpacker. I get nervous, but it's never happened and thank God it's all been okay. So that's been good. But honestly, like it's kind of it's a little much. Everything's a little much with babies. So for bags, I do bring my diaper bag, but my diaper bag is just not big. It is more of a everyday diaper bag and not a like plain bag. But I bring it because I want it during the trip. You know, that's my everyday bag. But I use really like this bag. It's huge. Like it's a never-ending bag, and plus, like as you can see, it gets bigger. Like right now, I think this is as big as it gets, but you can make it smaller. 1,000,000 compartments. I love this bag. This actually came with a Suitcase Set that I got on Amazon. I think you can get these, there's 1,000,000 of these types of bags on Amazon, but I highly recommend a huge bag because when you fly with a baby, you can bring a personal bag, your diaper bag, a bottle bag. It's just like, you have a lot of like leeway. So you gotta work with it. You gotta work with what they're allowing you to travel with. And when you're traveling with a baby, it's ridiculous. Like I've said a few times now. So that, I just recommend just having a giant bag that you can like throw everything in. It just makes life so much easier. So you don't have to just try to stuff everything in the baby bag. And then it's, when you're on the plane, when I'm on the plane, because you know, I pack the bags a certain way for security. So I can go through security really like easily. But once I get onto the plane, we board first. So do that. Take advantage of getting on that plane first. And don't think, I mean, it depends on who you are. I guess some people want to wait, but no, I want to get on that plane first. I organize my bags to what Briella is going to need on that flight, and then everything else, so I put that stuff in my everyday diaper bag, and then everything else I stuff in here and put over my head, because there's no room, especially because sometimes we also travel with our dog Theo. So don't you need time to organize. So that's what I recommend for that. Also, now this is my like favorite, just hit myself in the face. This is my favorite invention like ever. It is a like pocket thing. So you put it, there's a tray, you put this over the tray. And this obviously, like if you want the tray to come down, you do have to take this off. But I just don't take the tray down. So you put this on the tray. Now, if you can see, there's a million pockets. So all in this big pocket, I put headphones. I put, you know, all of her toys, my Kindle, you know, whatever I would need. And now in the little pockets, also like a grande Starbucks fits perfectly in this little pocket. Her bottle fits perfectly in the other pocket. And then like maybe my phone in this one. It's a must. It's a must. Those little behind the plane pocket things are horrible. They fit nothing. It's so hard, especially sometimes they're just like a net. So everything kind of like falls through. Honestly, I think this was like $20. It was the best $20 I ever spent. I have to get Vin one because it just makes life so much easier. And I have traveled with Briella alone, so just me and Brie. And when I tell you, you have no free hands. You're holding your baby. I do wear her. That's a huge thing. Get a carrier for your baby. So I do wear her, but she doesn't want to be in that the whole time. And you need just to be able to do things easy. So this is a huge must. Also, some planes now like don't have TVs and everything. So I have like this gadget. Me and Vin both have one. It was actually a gift, but I'm sure I could find it, whatever this brand is. But it holds your phone on top of the thing. And it's funny because me and Vin travel so much, and this was a game changer with Vin has to watch a movie on the plane. There's no like if, ands, or buts. There is a movie going on that plane. So this thing just is a lifesaver because we'd always try to balance it on like a million different things and try to watch it, and it was literally impossible. This you just literally stick on the back of the tray and you know, you have your phone. So this is just like a little, like this is a great travel hack. They have so many things these days on the front of the plane. It's like ridiculous, but this is really big, especially like let's say, I don't know, maybe you want, if you have an older kid or any, doesn't really matter. If you want them to watch something because that's how they're gonna get through that flight, it just makes life a little bit easier. You know, like everything is hands-free. Hands-free. You need those hands to be able to do whatever you gotta do on that plane. So these are musts. Musts. Okay, so I've talked about this before, but also, I don't know, if you're crazy like me, you just, I don't know, I just need to be organized when I get to my destination, especially if you're at someone else's house. So for my bottles, I did get this. You just, very easy, put all the bottles here. It does come with like little brushes and whatnot. And I don't know, I have bottles, I have pump parts. I have so many things that I just really hate being messy when I'm somewhere else. And in someone else's bubble, I want my stuff just to be organized and in one set place. So I really like this. There's a million different kinds. I like this one just because I do have a million different things, pump parts, like the lids to the bottles, all the bottles. It just really makes life easier for me. I know some people are like, oh, just throw it on like whatever they have. That's fine if you're like that, but I'm not. So I highly recommend that. Honestly, I recommend this one. This one is so easy. Love it. It's like a little bulky, but it's not like the worst. I haven't had any problems traveling with it or anything, so I don't know. This really makes life easy. And I've talked about these things like a million times now in my vlogs, but they're lifesavers. They really are. You could attach it to the stroller, the car seat, the high chair, the plane, anything. They're toys. It's just obviously kids, like they're throwing things. They're throwing everything and their bottles and just every little thing. This just makes life a little bit easier. No, you don't, it just makes me nervous, especially on the plane. We usually fly first flight out. So everyone's trying to sleep. So it's like my biggest fear to have something rolling and like, you know, you could easily get it, but I usually like to sit by the window with her. But if you're, you know, if I'm alone, I don't know. This is just easy, lifesaver at restaurants, in a stroller. And sometimes you're not paying attention and maybe they throw something and you don't know, and then it's gone. So I don't know, I definitely recommend these. They're so easy, love them. Okay, also, I've talked about this before too, bottle heater. Now I do travel with this just because sometimes it makes life easy, but I honestly think I'm over it. I like it for home, but if you don't want to bring like another thing, I definitely, like, I don't know. Before I figured out that this worked with the bottles that we use, I just heated water in a mug. But this is obviously kind of faster. You know exactly the temperature it's gonna be. I do recommend this. Love this thing. And I did travel with it so far every single time I brought it, but I don't always even use it because sometimes there's just like not enough counter space wherever I am and I'm just a little overwhelmed, so I just throw it in the like hot water with a mug. So, you know, I guess it depends if you're crazy about it being that perfect temperature for your baby or if you can just, you know, test the milk yourself. I really liked this in the beginning when I figured out that Briella liked the warmer milk, and I was like, okay, it's getting safe. I'm not burning her mouth. I know everything's a-okay. But now it's not a necessity, but it's definitely nice. And honestly, this is really small, very small. You could also bring this like on the plane and like charge it in the airport and stuff. The only thing is that it's this type of thing, so you would have to know if they have that type of outlet, because if they don't, then that's annoying. I hate when I bring things onto the plane and I didn't put them in my checked. That is unnecessary. So that's the only thing about this. Sorry guys, Briella woke up. I feel like this video is all over the place. You know when you like talk to yourself in your head and I'm like, ooh, these are all good points, and then I just forgot them all? But Bibi woke up and she wanted to share another little tip and trick. So every flight, Briella, oh baby, I'm sorry, not in the frame. Every flight, Briella gets a little more active. The first time we flew with her, I think she was 4 months. Now she's 10 months. So every flight gets a little bit more, you know, active. The first few flights she slept. She was a baby, you know, she wanted her milk or her pacifier. Like those little pacifier friends were great for her. But now you kind of have to entertain her. And it kind of gets hard, especially when you take a flight where everyone else is sleeping. Like Briella, one flight, I felt, of course, so horrible, but she was screaming the whole time, but not upset screaming. She was happy and excited, and it was, you know, everyone was nice, but of course, like no one wants to be near that person. Absolutely not. No wires, baby. That's fair. Danger. So I was so happy when my sister-in-law got Briella this for Christmas. It's a busy book. It's so cute. It comes with a lot of pages. Briella is a little too young for a lot of them, but it's great. I didn't even realize that it comes with like a zipper to take those pages out. So we just have these open. It's everything these kids love. And I don't know, seems silly before you have kids, but this little shoelace right here is her favorite thing in the whole entire world. She actually like just plays with this all the time every day. I don't know, this thing is like great. It moves, it does everything, it unbuckles. Get the busy book. I didn't get it for her. I think it was sold out, and I don't know, they didn't have maybe this one. They didn't have like this. I was pretty upset about it, and then my sister-in-law got it for the baby for Christmas, so we got to use it on the flight home. It was a lifesaver. And it's so easy to bring, and it's flat, it's small, you know, it's just easy. There's not many things that you can, you know, I bring so many toys and they're all useless, guys. Like, it's so stupid every single time. I don't know why I waste room in the bag with toys. This really just saved the day, so we recommend, right? You recommend? Yeah, so I recommend that. And like I said, like every flight, she just gets a little bit more active, honestly more fun. You know, it is fun. Where are you going? But it's nerve-wracking. And what I have to say is honestly just be very organized. Be organized with your trip. Plan ahead. Like I said, I pack how I want to go through security, because you can always change what's in what bag once you get to where your gate is. So that's really when we do the majority of moving things around, and then I move even more stuff around once we get on the plane. A baby carrier is a must, guys. I've shown it a million times now in my videos. I love my baby carrier. Like, it's amazing. She's 10 months old, and I still love it. We still do it. It's the best. she's little, so, you know, I don't know if, I've seen so many people use it for their 2-year-old, so I don't know. It's not even an excuse. Like, people love them. And then we travel with the Doona. I love our Doona. I'm going to be so upset when we don't have the Doona anymore. It is the best thing ever. But we do use the bag for the Doona. We put it on the back of the stroller. I have a whole hack of how I do it because for some reason, the travel bag, especially like the padded one that we have, now it's $100, this padded bag, and I recommend getting a padded bag. Some people, they'll tell you, you know, don't waste room with the travel bag, just throw it in. I have had family, friends, strollers ruined by just not doing that. So you know, I love my Doona, and when you get to that destination, could you imagine if your stroller was broken and like that's the stroller that you have? So I don't know. I recommend putting it in a bag, but I'll tell you, I'll put a clip here of me doing it. So you get the Doona. Now on the back of the Doona, there's a little hook that it's for the seatbelt. It's for the seatbelt thing. But so what I do is there's an easier way to do this, but I just attach like hair ties to it, and then I hang it on the back, and that's how I go through security. I go through the airport, so you don't have to hold it. And it's huge. There's no way you're wasting a whole space. And I actually, before I came up with this hack, traveled with holding it, and I had to have a whole other bag. I was pretty much livid because it's just way too much. So do this hack. You'll probably do it better than me because you'll think of something else, but every time I forget to come up with a new trick. But this is an amazing trick. So just like, if you have it and you've been lugging it around, now you know. See, I'm glad to help. I'm glad to help. I love you. Oh, yeah. So, those are just a few of my, like, travel hacks. Just be organized. That's really what I can tell you. Be organized, be prepared, but don't be overwhelmed. You've got this. You got this. Everybody does it. People do it all the time. Pull off the Band-Aid and travel. Just do it. Don't let your babies hold you back. I hate that misconception. I didn't have kids to leave them at home. I know you need alone time with your significant other and whatnot, but I didn't have kids to be alone. I have kids to bring them around the world with me. I want them everywhere I go. I love them. Right, baby? I love you. You gotta come with me. So those are just a few of my tips and tricks. I hope this helped. Just a few things. I tried not to make this too long. If I think of anything else, I will add it in now. See you guys in our next one. Can you say bye for now? Can you say bye for now? Bye, everybody. Oh my God, it almost sounded like you said bye.